Hi planner friends, it's Marcia with Buy Sell Plan. In today's video I'm going to share Jane's Agenda haul with you. And I already know what this is, and I believe I have shared that with you guys as well. I ordered the wellness inserts in half letter. Okay, let me see if I can do this without my contact lenses in. Oh, look at me go. So, as you know, I have been using this big Happy Notes for my wellness planner, and this is where I have my wellness inserts. And I've just realized I do not like having a separate planner for wellness. I am a one planner, one binder girl, and I want to have everything in one place. So that, especially with going back and forth to the cottage or when I'm out and about, I like to update my, what I'm eating and my symptoms and all that on the go, so I don't have to remember at the end of the day. So now that Jane's Agenda sells, I think I totally did that wrong, it's crooked. Now that they sell their inserts half letter unpunched, I just had to order them. Yes, I spent double the money, but it's worth it for planner peace, right? I know you guys all understand. Can I just say I love their boxes? I just absolutely love their boxes. Okay. Look at the pretty packaging. And I just love that everything comes in these little totes because these are totally reusable. All right, let's open it up. How pretty is this with the pink font? Jane's Agenda. And the pink string. Oh, it's just so cute. Okay, little freebie. The moon. The moon made me do it. That's cute. October freebie. Come back and shop during Cyber Week. Cool. I like that. And their thank you card here. There are friends, there is family, then there are friends that become family. That's so pretty. And I love that it's pink. Okay, here they are. Look at them unpunched. How frigging exciting is this? Let me tell you, it's pretty frigging exciting. Okay, so I figured I will show these to you, and I'm going to punch them with my Franklin Planner punch, and I'm going to round the corners as well. I got this off Amazon. It will be linked below if you want to get one yourself. Okay, what should we open up first? Let's do the weekly self-care log. So currently they number their inserts. So number 10, number 31, I think that says 25 underneath there, but I believe they recently posted that they are going to be changing that and actually calling them what they are, such as half letter, A5, so on and so forth. So just check their website. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty new to Jane's Agenda, so I'm not 100% sure how everything works. So Junior Unpunched Self-Care, Weekly Self-Care Log. I love the artwork. So pretty. So this is where I will be tracking my meals, my activity. And this part here, there's a little heart. You can use this for what you want. You can use it for gratitude. I do my gratitude another way, but I do like that for gratitude. You can also do like a highlight of the day. What I was using it for is just my symptoms each day so that I could pinpoint if I've had any symptoms, if it had to do with hormones or stress level or something that I've eaten. Like if it was a digestive related symptom. On the bottom of each page is a spot for 6 habits that you can track. So I like that. And I think they give you enough for 4 months. It doesn't tell you, but I think it's 4 months. I'd have to, let's quick count here, shall we? Okay, so that's 1 week, 2 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, interesting. And then it starts over. Okay. I should remember that from my last one, but I didn't. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 weeks. Okay. So let's just take a look at where this one ends. So that's 1 month, 2 months. So maybe it's just 3 months. Yeah, so it's 3 months worth. Okay. So that's the weekly self-care log. Next up are the biohacking inserts. And I am new to biohacking. So I was very intrigued when I saw this on their website. I looked it up and looked at the inserts and was like, hey, that's neat. I'm gonna try that. Okay, so how it works basically is, hopefully you can see that. So this is hours of sleep, quality of sleep, mood, energy, activity level, quality of food, and if you took your vitamins in the morning and the evening. And then here's a spot for you to track whatever you want. I suppose you could put correction tape over these, and you can put whatever it is that you want to track that's related to your health. And the idea with these, and it gives you instructions here that, so basically what they're saying is a 3 is like optimal, right? So with quality of sleep, if I check off a 3, that means that it was, you know, really good quality sleep. If I do a 1, it was a poor quality sleep, for example. So the idea here is as the month goes on, I'll show you in this one here for my biohacking, much easier to see on the big one. When you have the valleys, it just shows the areas that you have work to do. So if you are primarily a 3, right, like you're primarily on the high end, then that means that you're doing something right. And what I like about this, it's good to reflect back. So for example, for my mood, from here to here, I was like at a 3, great mood every day, feeling great, high energy. As you can see, high energy for most of that, and my mood. So then I can reflect back and go, okay, you know, what worked so well that month that I had lower stress, I felt balanced, things like that. That's what I love about it. And the idea of this is you do it based on the month, but I do it based on my cycle. So when my cycle begins, that's where I start a new sheet. So that would be day 1 of my cycle and so on, because I'm in my 40s and man, when I was in my 20s, I remember I worked in a women's fitness club, and I remember all the ladies saying, you wait until you're over 40. And I just used to laugh at that. Oh, that's not going to be me. Well, they weren't kidding. It's a whole different ball game when you're over 40. Your hormones are no joke. So I like to track this in relation to where I am at in my cycle, because it really helps me plan my life. So for example, today is day 2 of my cycle, so I'm going to set these up. And I know that I need to take it easy this week. My energy is the lowest that it will be in the whole month, is the first 3 to 5 days of my cycle. So I'm not taking on new projects or meetings where I have to be face to face with people and leave my house and things like that. Like, it's really low key, doing as much virtually as I can, or just delegating a lot so that I can, you know, take time off. So this is really helpful for a better quality of life. So those are the biohacking inserts, and with these ones, I believe it's enough for the whole year. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 months. Yep. So with the biohacking inserts, you get enough for the whole year. Okay, now the sleep is different. The sleep, you don't rate it on a scale of 1 to 3. This is how many hours a night you're sleeping. So whatever your goal is, if your goal is 7 hours or 8 hours or 9 hours or 5 hours, however much sleep that you need to feel good, if you were going below that number on a regular basis, then that's a telltale sign that, you know, there's something in your life that probably needs to change so that you can get, your quality of sleep that you need. So I really like these. I'm enjoying using those a lot. And then these are the menstrual cycle. And I love that they come with this beautiful dashboard, because having a menstrual cycle every month is not fun, like at all. So the fact that they give us a beautiful vellum dashboard, I just love that. So yeah, isn't that pretty? The fact that I am a woman does not make me weak. Being a woman is my superpower. Just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so these are the menstruation trackers. And basically, this gives you an overview of the entire year. Okay, so you basically, like when you get your cycle, down here you put the start date, the length between cycles, and then any notes that you need to, you know, it's kind of like a, I like to call it like a dashboard, like a one-stop place to see when you had your cycle, how many days it was, especially if you're in perimenopause and your cycles are inconsistent, this could be really helpful. And if you have certain symptoms, things like that, there's a spot here for notes too. So that's your front page. And then here are your inserts. You put the month. So I just do the dates of my cycle. And then they give some pre-printed symptoms here, but you can put whiteout or correction tape over that and change it to what suits you and what kind of symptoms that you have. But the ones that they provide here are flow, so you can check off, you know, how long your flow was, cramps, soreness, headache, bloating, acne, mood, energy, appetite, sweet craving, salty craving, sex drive, constipation, diarrhea, sleep quality, and then they give you a couple others. Okay, so 1 meaning low, so let's say if it's low energy or low appetite, 2 medium, and 3 high, meaning 3 is good. Okay, now I don't really use the number system. I mean, at least I didn't. It took me a little bit to find my groove with these. So I'll show you. So what I did was I backtracked, because I was tracking it before in my planner. And so I backtracked, and because I couldn't remember if something like in January was a 2 or a 1 or a 3, what I do track is how often I need to take pain medication. Okay, so yeah, so everywhere you see a D is when I needed to take either Tylenol or Advil, something to help me with pain. So that was a heavy month as far as needing a lot of drugs. This was a lower month. Love those months. Okay, so then as we get closer, so this is this past cycle, I was really starting to get into a rhythm of using the numbers. So yeah, and then I just wrote like 3 meant I felt great, 2 meant I had some pain or some symptom, but not enough that I needed drugs or it affected my quality of life, but it was just there. And then 1 being really bad, and if I highlighted it, it meant that I needed drugs. So this was a great cycle, actually. I only needed drugs in the first 3 days, and then I was like, the pain wasn't bad enough that I needed drugs for the rest of my cycle. And then of course, Sunday, yesterday is when my cycle started. And of course I had a really bad headache, so I needed to take drugs. And I haven't needed to take any yet today. Fingers crossed it continues like that. So I am liking this because I do like to reflect back on the pattern. It's going to be easier now that I'm using these consistently, and I'm going to use them all next year as well, just to see the pattern. And if there's a month that I had like a lot of pain, and I do know the first 4 months of this year, like my business was so busy, I barely had time to take like days off, and that will affect, and I didn't realize that, but that really affected my quality of life, and it caught up with me. So knowing that, I strategically do not plan anything really in the first week of my cycle so that I can be at my best and I don't overdo it. So they give you enough for a whole year. So those are the menstruation ones. I love them. Okay, so let's punch some holes, shall we? And get them in my wellness. So I'm probably only going to do 1 at a time. I might keep these just to keep them separated. I'm gonna do one. So for my eating, I'll probably do a month. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then for these, my biohacking, so 1, I really only need 1 at a time. I don't know if I need the cover page. Maybe I will do the cover page. That's my self-care. Oh, did I put those? Okay, what's going on here? Self-care. 1, 2, 3. So that's the cover page. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. I need 1 more. 4 weeks. There we go. Okay, so I have 4 weeks of that. Biohacking, I just really need 1. What the heck is this? Oh, menstruation. Okay. There we go. 1 week. Again, I am doing this without contact lenses because I still have my eye infection. So I'm wearing my glasses, but my glasses are, prescription is 2 years old. So, okay, so then I'm just going to do 1 month. I don't want to bulk up my planner. Okay, so that is done. I love that Jane's Agenda is now doing this. And then, so this is a bit tedious having to punch them yourself and put the holes in, but it's worth it to me to get really like some other really cool brands. And I do like to round the inside corners so that everything is in line with the Franklin Planner inserts. I have put the suggestion into Franklin Planner several times to create different stuff, because I let them know that there is a demand for, you know, for those of us who are hardcore Franklin Planner users. We love the productivity, the system. It's so functional and just so perfect for business. And that we also want our inserts to be pretty. And that if they could create even some of their existing stuff, you know, make it more neutral, more pretty for us. Because, you know, they have their standard blue and white forms, which, I mean, is fine. But if you like things to be matchy-matchy, wouldn't it be nice to have black and white or gray and white, right? Or pink. And, yeah, maybe if enough of us put in the request, maybe they'll listen. So you can contact them either through their customer service number or on Instagram. Send them a message. Your social media person is the one who handles the Facebook account. Oh, my throat. So I say we band together, put the pressure on. Wellness tab. Like, for example, like cute dashboards, right? Neutral dashboards, cute dashboards. I even talked to them about putting, like, doing a subscription box. And, yeah, so I would love that. But in the meantime, I shall keep ordering from other cool brands. So what I use for my daily gratitude are, these are the Teresa Collins Franklin Planner collab that they did. I think it was earlier this year or late last year? And I'm a little bit behind, but I just each day I do a line of, you know, something I'm grateful for and happy about, what went well that day. Okay, so what should I start with? Let's start with I'll start with the Menstruation Trackers. You know what, I'm just realizing maybe before I put them in, I'm going to update this with you right now. So today is the 18th of, I was gonna say August, October. So this will go October 17th to, and then I'll put the date when my cycle ended. And then I'm just going to go through this part and decide, do I need to track all of this? I do have my own. I like that they're pink and white, but then at the same time, if there's one, you know, that I don't want to track that's pink, I don't want to put correction tape over it because, you know, it messes it up. So here are some things that I track. If this is too much information for you, you can just skip past this part. Okay, so cramps, definitely. Really bad cramps yesterday. You know what it is for me? Like I get the traditional menstrual cramps, but if my low back and hip pain is worse than the actual cramps themselves. So I had cramps yesterday and today, but not enough that I needed to take any drugs for it. And then for the soreness, I just put hip in front of that. So I see a pelvic floor physiotherapist and traditional, like a regular physiotherapist, because every month with my cycle, my it's called an obturator internus. So it's the internal rotator muscles that are deep in the pelvic floor, and they flare up, and it causes a lot of referral pain around my hip and my piriformis. Yeah, so that sometimes that pain is so bad it even wakes me up in my sleep. But last month and this month, I think the month before too, I had very little. Oh no, never mind, the month before I needed drugs quite a bit. But yeah, depends on how consistent I am with my physiotherapy. Okay, so yeah, hip soreness. I do have some hip soreness today, but I haven't needed to take drugs for it. Yesterday I did as well. I did need to take drugs yesterday for it. Oh, I had a nasty headache yesterday. So that's, it's not a 2, it's a 1. I don't know why. That's one thing too. It's even written here. When I put a 3 sometimes, how my brain interprets that, if it's a 3, that means it's higher, which means it was, you know, a higher amount of pain. So I need to get that in my head. Does that help at all? Well, it's not so stark. I'm doing this without glasses, you guys. I think I'm doing pretty good. All right, so that was a 1 yesterday because I needed drugs. And same with my headache. Absolutely, I was bloated. And I don't really track acne. I don't really get acne. Moods, though, I track because, oh boy, my poor husband. So I'm gonna cover up acne. I don't really track that. I do track mood and energy. I started tracking appetite and then I stopped. I don't know. I just don't feel that's something I need to track. If anything, my appetite's probably too good. Sweet craving, salty craving, I don't really track that. Like, as you can see, I didn't track it at all. So it's kind of like, what else can I put there instead? So I'm going to take out the sweet craving, salty craving. I don't track sex drive. I don't track these. Constipation or diarrhea. Sleep quality though, definitely, because my sleep is impacted by my cycle. So appetite. So there's a part that's close to the obturator internus, again, that deep inside the pelvic floor muscles, called a pubovaginalis. And that has been flaring up like crazy lately. And so I do track that. So we've got hip soreness up here, low back pain. Oh crap, didn't give myself enough room. And I didn't really have low back pain these past couple days, which is amazing. I did on day 26 of my cycle. It was pretty bad. I didn't need drugs for it though, but otherwise I've been fine. So actually, no, wait. On yesterday I did some foam rolling, or was that, I think I did the foam rolling on, yesterday was Sunday. Because I did have some low back pain, but not today. So that's good. Or was that Saturday? I think that was Saturday. Oh boy, let's check. I didn't write it down, did I? Tuesday I did my physiotherapy exercises, but yeah, this is last week. I actually didn't write it down. I was sick, so I just, I didn't even finish writing some stuff in because I just didn't have the energy. All right, moving on. Mood. Yeah, my mood was really bad yesterday. And I would say it was not 100% today either. Energy, a 1 and a 1. Really poor energy. And, yeah, pubovaginalis. And I did have some pain today, but not enough to take drugs. So that is a win for me. And then piriformis. I don't track salty cravings either. I don't know. I don't, maybe I should track that. I don't know why people track that. Like, for example, this is what I'm craving today. So I bought some Smarties. Like, I want chocolate. Yesterday I wanted chips. Luckily I didn't have any in the house, so I didn't have any chips, and then it passed. But today I'm like, I am getting a little thing of Smarties. I'm gonna try a darker shade of pink. But yeah, I just don't feel like I need to track if I'm craving certain foods or not. Okay, so let's do, under the pubovaginalis, let's do piriformis since they are related. P-I, piriformis. I can't talk and spell at the same time. I did have some piriformis pain yesterday. But not enough that I needed to take any drugs, so that's amazing. Broken sleep, that is something that I do. So then we have constipation. Maybe I should be tracking that because I do have IBS, so, but I don't know. I'm pretty good with my food and listening to my body and not putting junk, apart from 1 or 2 times a month that I need. I need either the salt or the sugar. Okay, piriformis, lightheadedness. So I have very low blood pressure. So sometimes with my cycle, like, oh, day 1 of my cycle oh no, that was really good. And then I'd had 3 days of like pretty intense. When I say lightheaded, woozy, it's like dizzy, but not vertigo, but just like, you know, when you get up quickly and everything kind of goes black and you're lightheaded, it's like that, but severe, and I'm not even moving. You know, I could even, let's say I'm having a conversation with somebody and I don't take a breath, I can get lightheaded. Like, it's pretty bad. And then I'm gonna put woozy. I'm gonna do that one separately because sometimes I get a bit lightheaded, but it doesn't make me dizzy or woozy. So today, definitely, I'd say it's pretty bad today. And yesterday. Yes, and then the broken sleep. Although I've been sleeping wonderfully lately. So yeah, I had great sleep last night, so I'm gonna mark that as a 3. And for the broken sleep, I don't really number that. I just check it off if I had broken sleep. And that could be, I wake up after sleeping for a couple of hours because I have to go to the bathroom, or I had some sort of body pain that, you know, woke me up. And then, I mean, I go right back to sleep. I don't stay awake, but it's just that broken sleep. So therefore it affects me. When I have broken sleep, I need to sleep in longer. But when I don't have broken sleep, I can sleep for 8 hours and feel great. But if I do have broken sleep, like I need 9.5 hours to feel rested. Yeah, so broken sleep, lightheaded. And then, oh yeah, sometimes I feel really nauseous. Not enough that I throw up, but nauseous. And then, I don't know about you, when you ovulate, if you have ovary pain, but sometimes my ovary pain is worse than the actual menstrual cramps. Like, it stops me in my tracks, like sharp shooting ovary pain. Like, what the hell is that? My chiropractor said she finds that for women in their 40s, it's quite common. Yeah. All right, and then flow. I really only have a flow for 3 days. I'm just wondering, should I track? No, I do track it in my health app if it's, you know, medium, heavy, or light. So I'm just gonna check off the days that I have flow. Okay, so now what I do is I highlight the days that I had to take drugs, because I do want to keep track of how often I'm taking pain medication. So I did yesterday. I didn't today, so that's good. But yeah, I had to take it for my hip and headache. Oh man, I had a wicked headache yesterday. I usually get a really bad headache in the first 5 days every month. Sometimes it's day 5, sometimes it's day 1. The odd time it's like day 6 or 7, but it's usually day 1 or day 5, which I find very interesting. Okay, I think that's it. And I'm gonna put 2021. And then another thing that I do is I put the day of the week up top. I might use a thinner font. I'm gonna use this guy. Okay, so yesterday was Sunday. That was the start of my cycle. And then I'm just gonna go and put in the days of the week. Done. Because sometimes I don't know what day it is. I'm like, oh, like what day of my cycle I'm on. I'm like, what's the date today? Oh, it's Friday. Okay, so then this is where I'm at. So that is done. I love that it's smaller. Like, I love the room that I have here. It's just not realistic to carry this around with me. And carrying it around with me back and forth to the cottage was a pain in the butt. Okay, so that is set up. And I'm gonna keep this because I might need it. And with my, I'm not gonna do this on camera, but I will be filling this in, like when my cycle was. Oh, my eyes, getting itchy. That's a sign of healing. That's a sign of healing. That's biohacking, so keep those together. Yeah, because it says in here, so the annual menstruation tracker, this is for tracking your cycle and noticing patterns from month to month. You'll calculate your length between cycles to figure out how many days between one start date and the next. Average cycles are between 21 and 35 days. Each month, mark down the dates of your period on the chart at the top. Write down the day you start each month on the chart below. with the pink and white lines, and then calculate the days between your cycle, the first and the last. So I will do that later off camera. All right, so those are done and in my planner, and it feels good. Now my biohacking, I also do this with my cycle. So I'm gonna do October 17th, and then I'll leave a space for when it ends. Okay, so how for the sleeping, I noticed on the Jane's Agenda Facebook group somebody was asking about this, and I'm glad they did. I was on the right track, but it was confusing for me too. So for example, today's day 2 of my cycle. So do I put how I slept last night here on day 2? And the answer would be no. Day 1 was Sunday, so therefore Sunday night into day 2. So tonight's sleep will be day 2's sleep. So I'm only gonna put in here how many hours I slept last night on the day 1, and I went to bed at 12:30 and I woke up at 9:30, so that's 9 hours, although I did wake up at 8:30 because my bladder was full. I hate when that happens. So I went back to, so 8 hours, and then I went back to bed for an hour and I slept. That's one thing in the first like 3-4 days of my cycle, because I'm so tired. It's like I took a medication that makes me drowsy, like that tired, like I'm just out, and the sleep is fantastic. So technically I did sleep 9 hours. Okay, my quality of sleep was awesome. My mood yesterday, I'd say, what did I write down here? I think it was a 2, or was it a 1? Ah, it was a 1. Where's my whiteout? Thank you to the person who created correction tape. So I will just have to draw a little, oh, I might need my readers. I can't see that small. A little circle there. So mood was a 1. My energy was a 1. My activity level was a 1. Quality of food yesterday was a 3, because I did not have chips in the house. So that's a good thing. And I did take my vitamins in the morning and the evening. And then I don't really track anything else. Oh, one thing I do need to track actually. Let me see what I did. So I get pain in my fingers. Biohacking. Okay, I changed, you know what I did? Was I changed quality of food, because I was tracking that and I realized I didn't really, because it's like, it's pretty neutral. And then it's like, how do you define your quality of food? Is it that I had the specific servings of vegetables every day and fruit and all that stuff? Or that I didn't eat junk food, or I had low sugar that day, or whatever, right? So I'm just like, I do what's called intuitive eating. I just eat, I give my body what it needs. So I'm not gonna track the quality of food. And I do track my food in those other inserts. So therefore, it's kind of, I don't know, redundant maybe? I don't know. It's a work in progress, right? It's something that I evolve as my needs change. So yeah, I get finger pain, and it's, if you've ever had gout, I've never had gout, my husband has, in his foot, but it's kind of like that. Like I'll get it right here in my my knuckle. And it's not even, it bothers me on a day-to-day basis. It's just every now and then the way I rub it, it's like, ooh, that's sensitive, like that hurts. So sometimes it's this thumb, like I feel nothing today. Like today I feel great. Sometimes it's this knuckle. I don't know, I've seen my naturopath about it. And she says that it's definitely related to my stress. I'm a stressor, you guys. So yeah, finger pain I want to track. So finger pain was great yesterday, great today. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to track the last 2 days because it's only sleep that you do on the one day. So that was, yeah, quality sleep. And then, so that's those two. And then my mood. So yesterday was a 1 and today I'm a 2 for my mood. My energy, it's interesting because they have it here, but they also have it here. So I'm like, it's kind of nice to see the trends though, whereas here you don't really see the trends. Because once it's full of numbers, it's hard to pinpoint it. So energy today is a 1. My activity level today is a 1. Great finger pain. I haven't taken my vitamins yet today. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be tracking in here, if I will. They don't give you, it's not like they have a like no line here where you can do the up and down. So I guess I could take out those lines, if you know what I'm trying to say here, because there's no way to track like on a scale of 1 to 3 here. So that's why I haven't really used them. If you have any ideas, let me know. All right, so my bio tracking is done. Biohacking, not bio tracking. Okay, and then my weekly self-care. So what I do here, week of October the 18th, 2021 to October 24th. Okay, so then what I do over here is I put the day of my cycle that I'm on, but I'm wondering if I want to put it somewhere else. Now I'll keep it there. So today's day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It helps me have an overlook of the week to say, okay, this is gonna be a low energy week, and then track my habits accordingly. Now, when I did my goal planning, what habits did I like to coincide this with my sharpen the saw. Don't have enough room in the frame. Okay, so I set a goal to do yin yoga 2 to 3 times. My breathing. My chiropractor reminded me of that again today, that I need to do my deep breathing to release stress. Nature, walk, and then my physio. So I have to do both hip and pelvic floor physio, so I usually just put the letter there on what kind of physio that was. I'll show you. So if it was, so this I did HMP, so I did my hip and my pelvic physio that day. This day I just did my pelvic physio. So yeah, that's what I do. Okay, so those are my habits. Put that back. Okay. Now, today is Monday. I'm gonna fill in. I hope this isn't too boring for you. I just thought I would share with you, because I don't really share these in my weekly planning, how I set this up. So today I had 2 boiled eggs. And I had 1 piece of toast. Oh, you know what? These are not giving me the same amount of room as the big ones have. So I'm gonna need to write smaller. That's the only downside. What I loved about these is how much room I had. But I guess there's really no perfect system, is there? So 2 eggs, 1 toast, ham and my dairy-free cheese, and I had a half calf coffee. That's it. Oh, snack. Smarties. Okay. And I haven't done any activity yet today. Not sure what I'm going to do here. I do enjoy, if you watched, I did in one of my Plan With Me's recently, I showed how I incorporated the Happy Planner stickers. Now they're big, so they fit this perfectly. They'll be too big for the half letter size, but it's just kind of nice to have a little focus each day, like note to self, daily check-in, how did I feel that day, evening reflection, things like that. So I do like that, and I do want to find a way to incorporate these if I can. I'm not going to do that now because it'll take more time, or it could be a daily affirmation, something along those lines. So yeah, so that's it. And I do like to highlight here what day I'm on so it's easy to see, because sometimes I'll just go right here to see what day of my cycle I'm on, and instead of looking at my other trackers. Yeah, for easy reference, because if I'm feeling something like, oh, why do I feel like, why do I have cramps, or why do, you know, why am I feeling tired, or what have you? And sometimes I can just, you know, when you're busy living your life, you're not really thinking about, is it because of my cycle? So seeing that reminder every time I go to fill these in, it's like, oh yeah, that's why. All right, let's get these in here. Feels good to have wellness in my planner again. I probably will use these and label them. So when I go to my wellness section, sometimes it's like, okay, I need to write down what I just ate, and then I can go right to that insert and not have to flip through these. We'll see how it goes. But look how pretty that is. So there is my menstruation tracker. And then the biohacking. And then the weekly self-care. That's it. So my wellness section right now consists of this awesome 1-minute habit dashboard from Cloth and Paper, and the idea is you can use your circle page flags and just put those on the ones that you're focusing on that day. I really like that idea. I just don't do it, but I do like the reminders when I open this. Take breaks and move your body. Yes, I'm supposed to do that. My chiro tells me get up every hour, move around, do some dynamic stretching, because I have chronic tight hip flexors and adductors. I have these mental download inserts in here, idea organization and visual space. I figure this could be a good, you know, if I have a lot on my mind and I just want to get it out on paper, you know, it could be a good, it could also go in the goals section, because it could be like ideas that I have for business. So I just have a few of those in here. And then when I go to my naturopath, I document the day of my appointment and what we talked about. And if there are any remedies that I need to be taking. Because sometimes I forget, like how often was I supposed to take that again? Oh yeah, 3 times a week. She suggested nettle tea before bed to see if it helps my joints. Licorice tea to help increase my blood pressure. I have to tell you, I tried it and it's disgusting. I couldn't do it. References for wellness, so things that I want to look up. This here I track, I haven't in the last couple of months, but on this side I was tracking each ring, like on my Apple Fitness, but here I write down, this is where I write it all down. So at the end of the day, I'll write down what my metrics were. Okay, so yeah, the goal is 350 calories a day, 30 minutes of exercise, and standing 10 hours. So like that's once every hour kind of thing. And then I check off how many days I reach those. So on the days that I have a lot of check marks, it's usually because it was a low pain month. And then the months that there really aren't a whole lot, it's probably a pretty high pain month. So I got these again for 2022. I think I'm gonna continue that on this side. I don't know yet what I'm gonna be doing on this side. This didn't work. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, daily highlights, which I use for gratitude. I have not ordered any for 2022 yet, because I'm still deciding if I want to continue with this or if I want to do my gratitude here. I haven't decided. So that's what's in my wellness. I guess you could say this is kind of like a wellness video. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful for you and enjoyable. If you have any questions, let me know. I've been getting asked lately, since I've been sharing my Jane's Agenda stuff with you guys, if I have a code. I don't. I am going to reach out to them though and see if that is a possibility. I don't know, you know, I follow Jane's Agenda and other people who use Jane's Agenda on social media, but I haven't seen anybody that has codes. So I don't know if that is something that they do, but I am going to ask. So if they do, I will let you guys know. But again, they do offer half letter unpunched. I put in a request not that long ago, and she was great. She was amazing. She was like, you know what, I'm going to bring that up at our next meeting on Thursday. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks after that, they announced that they are now offering them unpunched. So excited. Love their stuff. Anyways, but if you want to get your hands on any Franklin Planner items that you don't already have, or you are not on the Franklin Planner bandwagon and you want to get on it, use my code buy sell plan and enjoy 15% off. And stay tuned, because I will let you know if I do get a code for Jane's Agenda. If I can't, because I did ask Cloth and Paper, but because I'm in Canada, they don't do that. So if that's the same for Jane's Agenda, I'll find out if they do have an affiliate program, and I'm happy to share that link with you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, you guys. It was not intended to be this long, this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.